Welcome to Sensibly Cynical. My name is Sean, and with me yet again is Frank Jag. What's up, Frank?
What's up, Sean? So Sean, tell me again. What did you do today?
What do you mean, what did I do today? We went to the pizza place.
Did you walk into a door?
No, I didn't walk into a door, Frank. I was busy, and it just the pole went and grabbed me.
The pole grabbed you.
Yeah, the pole grabbed me. Yeah, the pole grabbed me, and little injury, but I'm good. I ain't a pussy. I'll be alright. I got a little glue in it, a little cut, and life goes on, Frank.
You walked into a
Now let's not talk about this, Frank. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about today, and that is the Alliance of American Football. Did I say it right?
The Allegiance Football League?
No, I think I got it right. The Alliance of American Football. I think that's what it's really called. So, Frank, you're our AAF analyst, right?
No.
Well, I thought you're the head honcho. You've been to a game and
I did go to the opening game.
yeah. So you know the team. So what are the 8 teams, Frank?
So we got the Arizona Hotshots.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the number 1 team coming into this year.
They're 2-1.
But they haven't looked too good. They won their first game. The second game they almost lost to Memphis.
Right.
Which got shut out by Birmingham in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
And also had Hattenberg still playing a quarterback.
Right.
Who looks lost and he never played football before.
Right.
And they still were up double digits on the Hotshots into the fourth quarter. And before, obviously, Memphis obviously blew it. Hotshots came back. This week they lost to the Stallions. So, I mean, they're not a very solid team. So the Solids to the Stallions beat the Hotshots this week.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got it. What about the Eastern Conference? You got Orlando.
Orlando, they look dominant in week 1. I mean, they really, honestly, they keep rolling down. They keep rolling and rolling. They're probably the best team in the league right now. They're just rolling it. And they don't have a big name quarterback, I don't think.
Orlando, they don't have a big time. I mean, Aston Appleby from Florida, and you got some other guys, but Garrett Gilbert, I think he's the one of the guys I know. He used to play quarterback at Texas, and
Right, and he's the starting quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
And they've been putting good football on the field.
Yeah.
Now Birmingham.
That's your favorite team.
They've been winning. I don't know how they've been winning, but they keep winning. Sometimes they even shut teams out quite easily, win by quite a bit. Trent Richardson is garbage, but that quarterback Perez, I can tell you that guy can hit us from here.
Yeah,
if he
Perez.
threw the ball from Birmingham, he could probably hit us here on the mark. That guy can hit from anywhere.
Yeah, I mean Perez is good. I'm looking at the stats. Him and Gilbert, like we were saying, he's been leading the league in stats. Gilbert, and and then you got that kid from
hit the first 300-yard game, I believe.
And then you got that kid Sims, who's looking pretty good too. So
Sims,
we'll see. All right, I mean it's the legends,
Atlanta, I mean, he's not pulling.
They're 0-3, but I mean
he's not winning games. They've been talking about benching him. I don't think they did the last game. But they've been talking about benching him. The thing about him is, I don't really feel like the players are the reason the team loses. Players, I feel like, are executing. I think it's the coaching.
Right.
Bad coaching right there. That needs to be fixed.
Well, for those who don't know, Matt Sims is, what is he, the brother of Chris Sims? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of heritage there, and of course Bill Sims, but...
Now, Mike Mertz, the guy that created the best show on turf for the St. Louis Rams, he's the coach in San Diego. And,
okay.
It was amazing that he couldn't get any offense going, so he took that Burovici guy. He put him on the bench.
So about and of course the player that everyone's talking about, nationally, is Trent Richardson. What do you think about his performances so far, Frank?
He's not very good. I mean, he puts people in the stands, so they're trying to make him a star. They're trying to give him the easy scoring.
Right, because he's a money name, right. And
They want to put people in the stands, so they're trying to make him score touchdowns.
He's got 6.
He's only got 150 yards,
something like that.
I tell you.
So
they just give him the easy touchdowns. But that Perez really is undershadowed. That guy is money right there.
Yeah, and you got Rashad Ross from the Hotshots receivers. So I mean, there's some really good players in the league.
There's some good players in the league. And
Ross is pretty good, man, from Arizona.
The gameplay is interesting. They don't do kickoffs. A lot of people hate that. To be honest with you, I don't think it takes away from the game.
There's no kickoffs. They have a rushing rule.
Only rush 5 at once. That's okay. I like it because it changes the way you blitz. They know you can only throw for 5, but you can mix it up and stuff the way you rush them, and it changes the way you're going about it. It's my guys against your guys. It's hard-nosed football. People are getting smashed. You saw quarterbacks lose their helmets.
Yeah, I mean,
there's some big hits.
Right.
And then the ref comes back and he goes, second down. That's the best time. They're letting them hit again.
Yeah, they're letting them
play football again. And I know they're working with the NFL and that they're working
with the alliances
as a minor league to the NFL. But I think it's superior. The way the gameplay is, I think you see superior football. Not like that they're stars, not that they're showing more skills, but just the quality of football being played.
Well, yeah, this says it all, though, Frank. I mean, each team has done 3 games, and the leading sack person is 4. I mean, that says it all. There's not a lot of sacks going on either. I mean,
4 sacks.
Is that
in 3 games?
I mean,
4 sacks. That's what, over 1 sack.
Yeah, but that's one person though.
One person, exactly. That's pretty good.
I mean,
that sounds pretty good to me.
Carter Schultz from the Stallions.
That sounds pretty good to me.
But then you got one of the Iron people, Frank, has 19 tackles. So I mean, Brown. So I mean, I the stats are pretty solid too.
Now that Iron defense, I mean, that is exactly what that defense is.
Benikez Brown. You probably haven't heard the name, but
they've been stopping people. The Iron defense has really been stopping people at the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
You can't score on.
Well, second leading tackler. I mean.
But it's interesting because it's a new league. There hasn't been as much. It's a new league. People don't know if it's gonna stay around. They don't know if they want to put money into it or actually waste the time getting the gear.
Well, yeah. Did you hear that story, Frank, about that owner who put in millions of dollars to save it? When from going under. And
yeah, I mean.
What'd you think about that?
You're gonna have your financial woes in the beginning. Again, no one's supporting the league right now, so. But I think, Birmingham, I think they had 100 more people come to the second game than they did the first game. And I think you're going to see that increase, because the football play is just that much better than the NFL, that I think you're just going to see more and more people go to those games. More people are going to be watching on TV. And as time goes on, you're going to see more of a fan base. And I think they're going to force themselves, even if they have to overspend, to start a second season. I think they're gonna do a second season, and then I think it's really gonna grab a fan base from there.
Well, let's talk about. I know we brusquely went over it vaguely. I don't know if we did, but what do you think about the former Penn State quarterback Christian Hackenberg getting benched in Orlando? What do you think about that?
I watched him in week 1. I went to the game in Birmingham, and that guy couldn't hit anything.
Well, he's one of the big names, big money media names.
He couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. He couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. That dude is trash.
But I'm saying though, when people looked at the rosters, he's one of the names.
He top pick of the Jets. Playing for Memphis, he sucks.
Yeah.
Now
Mettenberger, the former Titan, is the QB now over there.
If they can get it going with a quarterback that can play football, that team, even though they're
they got a former NFL QB, Mettenberger now.
Right. Well,
so
even if they're starting at 0-3, they could still be dangerous. I mean, I know there's only 10 games, but they can make some noise down the road. They got Zach Stacy. Yeah. That dude can run the ball.
So we'll see what happens.
Honestly, when he played Birmingham got lucky that Hackenberg was so bad, because if Hackenberg was halfway decent, with Stacy the way he played, I know it was 27-0, but it could have been very close to a win for Memphis because they single-handedly lost because of Hackenberg sucking.
Yeah. So the question is, the play, Mettenberger, who hasn't even thrown a snap yet in the game. I mean, he's probably a little rusty, but I mean, how many? It's just like NFL, right? They split the snaps. You think, or how many snaps you think in practice that this guy got, Mettenberger?
I'm sure he's got quite a bit. I mean, because especially the way Hackenberger's been playing, so much like garbage. You got to give him quite a bit of snaps, Mettenberger, because this guy has been.
Well, I got the stats. I got the stats right here.
Plus, you got to feel bad for Zach Stacy being in Memphis because they had a garbage coach in Singletary.
Yeah, it says here Hackenberg was 32 of 62 for 277. He did not throw a touchdown and has thrown 3 interceptions. Wow, that's not very good.
For a touchdown.
Yeah, he did not throw one though.
No, he was pretty bad.
We'll see what happens. I mean, you're right. The league now, like we were saying though,
They got Singletary. And Singletary's not a very good football coach, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
but even some people, everyone's struggling.
They got
like we said,
the old ball coach over there in Orlando, and
like we said over with Mike Marks. I mean,
Spurrier's over there, in Orlando.
Right.
So interesting.
He's doing well, but I'm saying like March, the great show on turf, he's struggling. He's struggling with his team. Obviously he just replaced his quarterback. So it's just going to take people, time to adjust. There's an adjustment period. You don't just walk in one day and just start destroying people. There's an adjustment period.
Well, it says here that Orlando's averaging 32.7 points a game. They're destroying people over there.
They're beating up on some people.
Old ball coach, what? You never know what he's going to run.
They beat up on Atlanta in week 1. It was a little closer this week. But they're playing pretty solid football.
Gilbert leads the league, like I was saying, in passing, and
I believe
he's the MVP. He's the MVP if it ended right now.
I believe he had the first 300-yard game, but again, we're 2 weeks in.
Yeah, he's the if you had to pick an MVP, he's been killing. He's been definitely the leading. He's leading right now.
Potentially, but
it's early.
They still have to play Birmingham, in a few weeks, and they're both undefeated.
And your boy, Perez.
Yeah, they're both undefeated, so it'd be very interesting to see how that plays out.
But they were saying that Perez checks down a lot. Like he checks, is that true? Did you remember? You see him checking down to the running backs a lot, screens.
I saw him air it out quite a bit.
He did. Okay, they were saying there.
I saw him check it down. I saw him air it out.
Yeah, I saw a lot of checkdowns on this article. So
on the article, you saw a lot of checkdowns?
No, this person said that he checks it down a lot. Is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Every time I see, he's right on the money. He had a lot of drops from his receivers in week 1. His receivers didn't help him out at all.
Well, he says yards per attempt is 5.8.
But he was making the throws every time. Just sometimes the receivers are dropping them, but his throws are on the money. You can't do anything about people dropping him downfield.
Mm-hmm. That's with Richardson, But we'll see what happens. It's an interesting season so far. I know in Salt Lake they got their first win, so they could be a sleeper. But no one really talks about them. And then of course you got San Antonio, who's But I feel like San Antonio and Salt Lake, I feel like those two teams aren't really contenders.
No, Salt Lake. They played hard against Birmingham. They beat Arizona.
They got their first win, yeah.
They beat two. They played tough. They almost beat Birmingham.
Woodrum's not a bad QB,
They beat the Hotshots, who was the preseason favorite. So they're playing tough ball. I know there's 10 games this season. Yeah, we're 3 in. I get that. But I think they can run.
They have the
games together.
Yeah, they have the. It says here they have the highest ranked pair of running backs in the league, 2 top 10 rushers. So they run it, up there in the tops in the league, and
I think they went for $150.
Yeah, they're a big running team. So if Woodrum can prove that he's consistently, they could make a playoff run over there in Salt Lake.
We're 3 games in, we got out of 10.
No, I'm just saying, people, you don't overlook the Stallions though over there.
I'm not overlooking the Stallions. Even though Memphis is 0-3, I'm still not overlooking them. Yeah, their coach is garbage, but they had a good running back, and they made a change of quarterback, so shit can go happen.
So do you have any thoughts, anything else you want to talk about with the league, or anything else you want to talk on this season?
Go Iron.
Yeah?
Iron for it all.
So what else did you want to talk about on this podcast?
So what do you think about the owner of the Patriots?
Robert Kraft?
Yeah.
He's soliciting sex, and, but the bottom line is, wasn't all this stuff consensual? It was consensual, right? Obviously.
I don't think that was the issue.
No, but what I'm just saying is I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem with it. But the fact of the matter is, did you hear the report today that came out? It was the morning of the playoff game.
Yeah. So what does that matter?
It was soliciting sex.
What does that matter?
But he was charged with first-degree solicitation of a prostitute.
He's a billionaire, isn't he?
So, but
he's a billionaire. He's old. His wife's
They're
dead.
saying that he visited a Florida spa. He's 77.
Let the guy have sex with the prostitute.
Yeah, I don't know. It should be interesting what they come.
I don't know why they care.
Maybe it's spot. Maybe they call it spot instead of Spygate. Remember, it's Spagate.
Spygate.
I don't know.
I get prostitution is illegal.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
Well,
it's a good
yeah,
thing,
I mean-
but I'm saying. I mean, it's an old guy. It's an old guy, prostitute.
But I'm condemning it though. I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, there's no room for that. You know, you're not supposed to be messing around. You know, you're supposed to be serious, and I think it's it's not. It's just uncalled for you to do that. So
Right.
we'll see what happens. I mean, they're saying that he could get some jail time.
Yeah, I don't think Robert Kraft's going to jail.
Two
for Robert Todd.
Two misdemeanor counts of first degree solicitation.
I don't think Kraft is going to jail for Robert
Could
Todd.
face 1 year in jail, a $5,000 fine, 100 hours of community service.
Don't think he's going to jail for Robert.
So we'll see what happens. I mean,
For Robert Todd, I don't think it's a big deal.
yeah, I mean, it should be interesting what happens. I mean, and of course, if did you hear about what happened with Antonio Brown? He's trying to get out of. They had a meeting, Rooney and.
Yeah, they're getting.
And they had a meeting, and he's trying to force a trade out of there, and so it should be interesting. I mean,
I know it's interdivision, but they can't get shit together.
Jacksonville can't afford him. People are like, "Oh, Jacksonville." It's like, yeah, but we have a lot of contracts already in.
They want to dump him in the NFC. The Rams could use him.
The Rams?
The Rams could use him. Cardinals could use him. A lot of teams could use him.
Yeah, I mean, I read something online that that some big time teams could be the 5 teams that Peter King from NBC Sports was saying. Carolina. What do you think about Carolina? Could you see Carolina getting Antonio Brown? I mean, that'd be interesting. Cam Newton, Antonio Brown, that'd be scary.
Too big of personalities.
All right, let's see. Let's see the other teams. I'm gonna run these teams down, Frank, and you tell me if you think they're good fits. Washington. Could you see him in Washington?
Absolutely.
You know,
He'd be good there.
that'd be interesting. I mean, what about Tampa Bay?
Nope.
Deshaun Jackson, and he could replace Deshaun Jackson because Deshaun Jackson's another player that wants out.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He wants out because he doesn't like the quarterback.
Yeah,
He doesn't like Winston.
should be interesting. I mean, and then you got
But you have Bruce Arians there that could change everything.
the Jets is on this guy's list. I could see
Mhm.
the Jets spending the money. I mean, that would
He won't
not
wanna go
shock.
there.
That would not shock me to see the Jets.
He won't want to go there.
Yeah, but they have money.
He won't want to go there because
I mean, Robbie Anderson's their number one. I mean, he wants out too. I mean, or not wants out, but he could get rid of Robbie Anderson.
they won't get rid of him because they won't bring him in there because he'll be miserable. He will have no one to throw to him. It'll just be
No, but what I'm saying is the Jets could trade Robbie Anderson in a couple first rounders.
Yeah, but I mean, like Antonio Brown would keep being there.
And then the other team he mentions is Oakland, because they have a lot of picks they could trade.
Oakland would be a good fit for Antonio Brown.
It's AFC, but they don't play each other until 2020. They said. So.
Right, but I mean, like I said, they don't want to do it in the AFC. But he'd be a good pick there. He'd be a good fit there. So what do you think about Last Chance University, man?
Yeah, that guy Jason Brown. I don't know if you guys, anyone's ever seen that, or any of our listeners have seen it, but it's an interesting documentary on Netflix. Last Chance University. So it's a documentary about Independence Community College in Kansas, where this coach, former QB from Compton, I think Compton Community College in California. He took over and got a lot of these. He has a rough and tough kind of vibrato to him. Doesn't pull any punches. And apparently, it came out today that he was using language that unbecoming of a coach, and he resigned. With the German player, and using Hitler. I condemn it, Frank. I think there's no excuse. There's no place in football to start using
Did you ever play a sport?
Adolf Hitler as
you ever play a sport?
Yeah, but Adolf Hitler, there's a line,
That's not a line. Listen.
I think there's other ways to motivate player than comparing than saying that he's going to be the next Hitler. I mean, I don't know,
And same thing, players are always calling each other the N-word on the field. They're always talking trash. I mean, it's part of the sport talking trash. It's part of the sport your coach telling you you're a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And your coach doesn't tell you you're a piece of garbage. He's not coaching you. Tough love is how sports work.
Well, I mean,
it's not a brotherhood. If you want to be a pussy,
so you're
if you want to be a pussy your whole life, right? And
so you think it's okay?
And someone says something. If you want to be a pansy your whole life and let what someone says to you affect you, you're gonna be
but some of the stuff that he said,
you're gonna be a weak individual.
If you gotta understand,
you're gonna be a weak individual because if someone can just say a word to you, whether it's derogatory or I want to be your next Hitler or something like that. So and that affects you.
No,
that's a weak person.
You gotta understand. No, you gotta understand where the president's coming. You have to understand
You're
where
giving that person power.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't play a sport.
You gotta
shouldn't play a sport. You shouldn't even work. You should honestly just go home and live with your mother in your mother's basement. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah, but you gotta understand where the president's coming from. I mean, the president's the president of a university. He's got kids, and he's got to look out for the reputation of the university.
Winning cures all.
The president said today said in the statement, he does not condone the language, and they're investigating the matter. So
investigating the matter. It's on Netflix. He's been swearing the entire time.
No, the matter as in this individual instance.
He threw Bobby Bruce off the team just because he didn't like looking at it.
Yeah, but that was in this year. They went this year, which is scheduled the taping. They taped season 4. They went 2-8. So that has something to do with it too. Is the year after all that, winning and everything, and almost winning it all.
Right. No.
They went 2-8. But that's supposed to be airing. That'll be interesting whether they air the season or not.
I mean,
you think they'll still air it?
Why not? They already spent all the money. I mean, you gotta have tough talk. I mean, yes, should he have said that? No. But that should motivate a kid. Someone saying something like that to you, like, you're German and I'm your next Hitler.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
I'm your new leader. That should motivate someone. That should piss him off and motivate him. Not get him whining and get it in the press and get the coach fired.
I'm your new Hitler.
It should motivate you. It should motivate you. That's an unmotivated person. He'll never make it to D1. He'll never go anywhere in life because he's a pansy.
It should be interesting what happens to this guy if anyone gives him another chance as a coach.
That player will never make anything out of himself.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm condemning it. He wrote this letter. He wrote a huge letter on he posted it on Twitter, and
To be honest with you, Jason Brown, did he care about the kids? Yes.
He's a hard ass.
Was he hard? Yes. Did I like his attitude? Yes. But he wasn't a great football coach. He wasn't.
Over there in Last Chance.
He didn't really. He wanted the players and thought, you know what? If I just tell them, they motivate them, they're just going to play well. No, you have to actually come up with a game plan.
I'll give him a lot of credit, though.
You have to come up with a game plan.
Yeah.
You have to put people in position to win. Oh, I don't care how good the player is. If you put him in a better position, if you put him in a play, if you make a game plan that works, and then have a good player executing it, he goes from being a great player to looking like a god.
I give him a lot of credit.
And you gotta game plan, and Jason Brown didn't do that, and that's what I didn't like about him.
Yeah, but I give him a lot of credit. He takes these kids that think they have it all and they flunk out, or they or they mess around, and
so does every junior college in the
country.
They
gotta go to JUCO, and this guy took him in, and
so does every junior
yeah, but he had a rough issue with the he had a rough patch with the former team that he was coaching for, and he just brought all his kids to Independence. And it was a good story. I mean, it was a feel-good story. He took him very far in the playoffs, and so I mean, he'll be fine. I'm sure he makes plenty of money off of Netflix.
Probably be fine, but I mean, probably pretty PO'd about it, and we'll see what happens from here. But I mean, it bugs me every time you have someone say something mean to somebody, or do something that someone thinks isn't right, or be too tough on a kid, and next thing you know, that coach is losing his job, his whole reputation's ruined. People need to fuck up a little bit. You're a football player, not a Democrat.
Are you excited for winning the draft and free agency in the offseason?
I don't even know if I'll watch it next year.
No?
I'm so sick of Roger Goodell and what he did to the NFL. I don't even know if I'll watch it.
Well, the draft's in April.
I do.
So I know you're going to watch that.
We'll see. I mean, I'll probably watch it. I mean, I like the Giants. I'll probably watch this season. But, I mean, I'm pretty sick of it. I used to follow football really closely. I don't as much anymore because I'm just sick of it. Roger Goodell.
That's right. You're converted to the AAF.
I'm just saying, Roger Goodell is a terrorist. I mean,
you're an AAF convert. Well, oh yeah, that reminds me, Frank. I was wanting to ask you about this. We can talk about this. I can't believe I totally forgot about this. So I want to talk about this on this show, this topic. Kyler Murray. What'd you think about him? I'm very passionate about this. I'm going to talk about this. So you know about Kyler Murray, right, with the A's? He signed this huge deal with the A's, and they drafted him in the first round in baseball draft. And the A's did him a favor. They said, "Hey, listen, yeah, we know you like football. We'll let you play your last year out at Oklahoma, you know, and he signed a signing bonus. So they were doing them a favor, and then so he goes, thank you very much, has a kick-ass season, wins the Heisman, and says, and you know what the A's get for their respect and courtesy? A kick in the ass and say see ya. I mean, I think I understand both sides, but I kind of feel, it makes me feel bad for the A's. Now, would Kyler Murray have done the same thing if it was the Yankees? Probably not. Or if it was the Cubs, the big time teams in big markets. I mean, Oakland, to be honest, Oakland's not really a big, baseball market. I mean, the A's have had decent success in the past, McGuire and Canseco. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's similar to like the Jags or, they're a lower market team in baseball. The A's are. They just are. So that has something to do with it. What do you think about that? About Kyler Murray?
It's a business. If he hurt himself in his last season,
but the A's got screwed because they were trying to be nice.
If he hurt himself in the last season in Oklahoma, do you think the A's would have given him shit?
I mean,
they would have given him nothing.
Yeah,
they would have given him nothing. It's a business.
Yeah, but
sometimes business partners get screwed. What are you gonna do?
So I mean, that should be interesting to see what happens. I mean, he's short. I mean, he's short for a QB. Should be interesting. Yeah, but this guy's shorter. There hasn't been he's like 5'9", 5'10". So should be interesting. It should be interesting this year. I mean, would you?
So is Russell Wilson.
Would you?
Both Super Bowl champions.
Would you take a chance on Murray? I mean,
why not? He's a Heisman winner.
Especially nowadays, with the pussified NFL rules. And
I mean, pussified NFL rules, like I said.
That'll help him actually.
I hate Roger Goodell. But yeah, it'll help him.
Help him. He can roll out of the pocket and,
Yeah, he probably throw for 5,000 yards. Anyone hits him, they get ejected. Who knows?
He doesn't have to worry about the offensive lineman.
Or playing football.
Seeing him over the offensive lineman. Under the pocket. He can just roll out.
Or he can just drop back more like every other quarterback.
Yeah, everyone runs the shotgun now more than under the center.
Right.
No one really snaps under the center.
And the pistol.
Mm-hmm. Or they run the Wildcat still, and they can run the. You can do a lot of things with Murray. I like that. I like him, but I'm kind of nervous that Jacksonville would fuck him up. Mm-hmm. Probably.
What?
If I was Kyler Murray, that'd be the one team I would not want to go to is Jacksonville. We'd find some way to fuck it up. If we got Kyler Murray.
I kind of think Jacksonville should be demoted to the
AAF. We'd win that, probably. Says the Giants fan. You wouldn't win it either.
Yeah, we would.
Shit.
Absolutely we would.
Alright, Frank, do you have a sensible or cynical thought for the episode?
My sensible thought is I really like the direction of the AAF. Sensible thought is don't watch the NFL, I hate it. Any other thoughts I have, I always spoke about. People need to toughen up. I don't really care for how they treated that Last Chance University situation. They should have done better. And, things happen. I mean, with Kraft, should he be buying hookers? No. Is it wrong yet? No.
Yeah.
Yes. But,
buying hookers?
He's an old man. He's an old man. He's probably on his last leg. Let the old man be.
Alright, I'm cynical on the people that are ignoring the XFL, Frank. Aren't you excited for the XFL next year? I mean, I'm cynical on all those people that are just ignoring it and they think that, there's articles that came out that the XFL and AAF should just merge next year. Maybe that's the case. I mean, we'll see what happens. But I'm cynical on the fact that they're just ignoring. I mean, Vince McMahon has endless pockets. There won't be no bullshit next year about 2 weeks into the XFL, there won't be no report saying, oh, they may go bankrupt. It's fucking Vince McMahon. I think people are sleeping on him, and I think that the XFL, there could be a real chance that XFL succeeds.
So I don't know if they will. I don't know if they will succeed. I don't know if there's gonna be a market when they get around. I think they made it waited too long.
We'll talk about them next year, 2020.
With the Alliance Football League, and you have the NFL. That may be too many, a third, and they might have...
The CFL...
They should have come maybe out earlier, maybe they waited too long to get in, and it might be...
Is there too much football? Is it too saturated?
It could be, and that could be that could prove to be a problem. So, we'll see how that goes. Maybe there might be a merger somewhere down the line with some of the leagues, but...
Alright.
For now, we'll see what happens, and... I think... Without so many leagues, though, you will find more talent who they didn't get a look will play well in the respective league and go to a different league that pays them more. But, so, I mean, it's very interesting with scenes, right? I think they might have waited too long, and they don't know much about football, the XFL, as they showed the last time they were around, so we'll see how that goes.
Please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. It would be highly appreciated. Alright, Frank. Anything else? Are you good?
Anything else? We'll just, stay tuned and listen to this ad coming up from our friends at Teaspoon of Healing.
Alright, take care, everybody.
Take care.
Hi, I'm Dawn Damari, host of a Teaspoon of Healing podcast. On my show, people share their healing journeys, and I chat with nutrition, wellness, and Reiki experts. You can find me on iTunes, Google Play, and wherever you get your podcasts, or go to my website, teaspoonofhealing.com.